اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق وقاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق وهذه إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره مقدار العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما. الحمد لله رب العالمين، أفضل الصلاة وتام تسليما على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ورضي الله تعالى عن هذا السادة التابعين علماء عاملين وأئمة أربعين مجتهدين مقلديهم إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Welcome back to Tashdid al-Sunnah, presenting the Maliki Fiqh series with Umdat'l Muta'Abideen, given by Imam Muhammad Abdullah Amin. Those who are watching on Facebook, please like and share the video. Those who are watching on YouTube, please like, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not did so already, and hit the notification bell so that when we upload a video or we do a live, that you will get the notification. Today, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, is another what I call a struggle streaming. And I call it struggle streaming because I got my three little ones and they pretty busy. So just like last week, I will be hitting the mute button, talking to them, trying to get them in order. And please forgive your brother and don't be upset with my little ones because they children. I mean, they gonna have fun. That's how they do, right? And today we're on the topic of Zakatul Fitr. Now we're successfully, expeditiously moving through this text. We got a few weeks left. The next part of the text, inshallah ta'ala, will be on Hajj, which, you know what I'm saying, we're in this season of Hajj now. We'll be celebrating Masjid Uthman Dan Fodio. We'll be celebrating Eid along with Masjid al-Ashariya, on the 17th, Monday, June 17th, which will be Monday. And alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, this is a long awaited collaboration, right? In reality, we still all one Jamaat, irregardless of the two locations. And alhamdulillah, it's going to be real good, real fun for the children. As a matter of fact, I have to also mention that this is the big Eid. This is Eid al-Adha, meaning that there's 3 days of takbirah. There's 3 days of Eid. Unlike Eid al-Fitr, which we're going over today, which is only 1 day, right? So there's only 1 day of takbirah. Eid al-Fitr is the zakat or the sadaqah, also known as sadaqah fitr, which is obligatory upon the people from the month of Ramadan, as the majority of the scholars uphold. However, some of the latter scholars of those who follow the Maliki school hold that it is a sunnah, which which is also the opinion of the people of Iraq. The time of its obligation is at the setting of the sun of the night of breaking the fast, because it is the time when breaking of the fast of Ramadan begins, right? It is said that the time of its obligation is at the rising of the sun on the day of the Eid, because the night is actually not the time of fasting. The actual breaking of the fast is verified with the eating after after rising of the sun. The first opinion was held, and and to put a side note, this is one of the differences between Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, right? Eid al-Fitr, you break your fast before you go to the prayer, right? It's, you know what I'm saying, it's the breaking of the fast. You don't eat. However, with Eid al-Adha, you fast and you don't break your fast until after you have performed the Eid prayer and listen to the khutbah and perform the Eid prayer. I mean, listen to perform the Eid prayer and listen to the khutbah, or you break your fast when you make the udhiyah, when you slaughter, right? Whatever animal you're slaughtering. That's the difference. Eid al-Adha, you fast. That means you wake up for suhoor and you eat a suhoor, and then you fast until you either after you finish the prayer or you make the slaughter. And you don't. And if you're gonna make the slaughter, then you don't do the uh, acts of tahara. You know, no shaving, no any of that. All right. So to continue, uh, the first opinion was held by Athahari, uh, Imam Ahmed, Ishaq, and Shafi'i, in a newer opinion, and in one of two opinions of Imam Malik. The second opinion was held by Abu Hanifa, Al-Layth, and Shafi'i in the older opinion, and in second of the two opinions, Imam Malik. Ibn Daqiqi al-Eid said, this is proof that this judgment is weak because the association with the breaking of the fast is not evidence of the time of the obligations of the zakat, right? Of the zakat al-fitr or sadaqah fitr. Rather, the decision is based upon the association of the sadaqah fitr with the breaking of the fast from Ramadan. As for the time of his obligation, it is decided from another matter. The erudite uh, authority of the land of the blacks, Abdullahi Danfodio, to Qadamullah bi Rahmati Amin, said in his Diya al-Ulum al-Din regarding the Zakat al-Fitr, it is an obligation upon every Muslim from the staple food of the land. It is obligatory for the one giving the zakat al-fitr or sadaqah fitr to intend in his heart to perform the obligation, and he should not postpone it beyond its proper time. He is also not to transfer it to another land, especially when his land has a greater right to it, and what the right to it, except when those in another land have a greater need for it. He then should transfer some of it based upon investigation. So sending your zakat al-fitr to Philistine or to Gaza, or sending your zakat al-fitr to another land, right? Upon investigation, as the Sheikh explained, is uh, they're of greater need. So the investigation would solidify it being permissible to send that zakat al-fitr, sadaqah fitr to that land, to Philistine or Mauritania or any other place to where the Muslims are in need of it. Other than that condition, the people who are in your locality, they are more um, they are more deserving of the right of receiving this sadaqah fitr or zakat al-fitr. He also said it is necessary for the one giving the zakat al-fitr to conceal the giving of it if guards from the giving of it if guards from being accused of showing off, and if he fears and if he fears showing off, it is necessary to manifest the giving if manifesting it will incite the people to follow in his footsteps. It also should not be invalidated by reminding the recipient of the zakat or the sadaqah of your kindness to them, or by speaking harmful words. He should also beware of having disdain in his heart when what he gives out, of fear of falling into conceit. He should also give it from the best of his wealth and the most beloved of it to him. He should seek by giving it to be a state of fearful awareness, which is taqwa, of Allah, turning away from the dunya, like the life of the dunya, divesting divesting himself for the hereafter, sincere in his taqwa and knowledge, not broadcasting the difficulties that it entails, and he should provide it for the destitute or the one detained due to sickness or for some reason, or to those near him from his relatives, with the condition that they are from one of the eight categories, from one of the eight categories: the poor, the destitute, the one who collects it in order to attract the hearts of Islam to Islam, the freeing of a slave, the one heavily in debt, the one who collects it, or the one who is heavily in debt in the way of Allah, and the wayfarer. It is essential that he not neglect to give voluntary sadaqah if he is able from the best of his earnings, because Allah Ta'ala only accepts the best, so that he can be under its shade on the day of judgment, while Allah Ta'ala is the judge between people, and Allah Ta'ala knows best. So the Sheikh who cited the ayat, well, Allah Ta'ala says he has indeed prospered who has purified himself, then remembers the name of his Lord, and then establishes the prayer. Now, I want to backtrack a little bit. All right, I want to backtrack a little bit. As to the amount of the staple food, the Shehu, he doesn't get into the amount, right? Because he clarified in the Zakat al-Mal, Zakat al-Mal, the previous chapter, the previous section, about what is to be given. All right. So this ayah is in surah is two ayahs in surah al-Ala. The meaning of his words, he has indeed prospered, means succeeded, or he has encountered internal persistence in paradise, who has purified himself. Of his meaning of his words, who has purified himself, that is cleansing himself with faith from the filth of adultery and disobedience, as Ibn Abbas, Atta, and Akrama interpolated. Or it means cleanse himself from the prayer, or who has given the zakat. And this is the interpolation which was meant by the verse, as it has been related in the narration of Ali ibn Abi Talib, radiallahu anhu, karamallahu wajha alayhi salam, who said, what was intended by this particular verse is the zakat al-fitr. Thus, the meaning of the verse, he has indeed prosperous who gives the zakat al-fitr. However, it states in the Ghahiyatul Amani, This view of Ali ibn Abi Talib is not sound because of Qurtubi said both Al Hassan and Arabi said that that its meaning he who performs deeds which are pure and argumented. And Mu'amir said on the authority of Qatada, who said purifies himself means whoever does righteous deeds. However, the view of Ali ibn Abi Talib was corroborated by another narration on the authority of Qatada, Atta, and Abu Aliyah, that this verse was revealed regarding the charity to be dispersed at the breaking of the fast of Ramadan. Now, however, I also want to backtrack on the time when the paying of the Zakat al-Fitr uh, has been successful, right? You pay the Zakat al-Fitr before the Eid Salah, which means you don't pay the Zakat al-Fitr the day of the Eid. You pay the Zakat al-Fitr days before the Eid, right? Because the Zakat al-Fitr is not fulfilled until it reaches the hand of the individuals that are in need of it. That's when the Zakat al-Fitr is fulfilled. Once it reaches the hands of the individual who is in need of it. When you go to the Eid prayer and they have the Zakat al-Fitr box, and you put the money in the box, it's not extinguished at that point, right? It's not extinguished, meaning the obligation is not done. The obligation is only extinguished and fulfilled once it reaches the hands of the need. And the reason why it should be given days before the Eid Salah is so that if it is money, the people they can go buy thobes and kimars and hijabs. They can buy food. They can buy toys for the children. You know what I'm saying? These things ought to be done. Can be ought to be done before you go to the salah, right? Um, in addition to this, is what was narrated on the authority of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu anhu and Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, that this verse was revealed regarding the charity dispersed at the breaking of the fast and the Eid prayer. This was the same view of Abu Aliyah, who said, verily, the people of Medina do not conceive of a charity more superior to it in giving water to drink. Kathir ibn Abdullah related on the authority of his father, on the authority of his grandfather, on the authority of the Prophet ﷺ, who said regarding his words, he has indeed prospered who has purified himself. That is, he discharges the Zakat al-Fitr. Then remembers the name of his Lord and then prays. This is the prayer of the Eid. Ibn Abbas and Aduhaq said regarding his words, then remember the name of his Lord. That is, he recites the name of his Lord on the road to the place of the Eid. All right, and then praise. That is prayers. That is praise, the Eid prayer. So what is the takbirah that we recite on our way to the Eid prayer? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahil hamd. And that we're in the first 10 days of the Hijjah. It is it is an order of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that this dhikr, this takbirah, that we recite these takbirah throughout the first 10 days of the Hijjah. All right. And that, reciting this takbirah throughout the first 10 days of the Hijjah. No, that's correct. All right. Is that this is a takbirah. This is a dhikr that Allah Ta'ala will forgive the one who makes it their sins. All right. Um, some scholars say that this verse refers to all the zakat or the sadaqah given on one's wealth. It was Abu Awaz and Atta who held this view. It has been related by Ibn Jurayj, who said, "I once said to Atta, he has indeed prospered who has purified himself. Is this regarding the sadaqah of the breaking of the fast?" And he said, "It is regarding all forms of charity, forms of sadaqah. Thus, the meaning of his words then remembers his Lord. This is remembers his Lord. That is with his heart and tongue, and then praise. According to be said, as for zakatul fitr, there's nothing the book giving nothing the book giving textual evidence for it except in what Imam Malik interpolated from his words. He has indeed prospered who has purified himself. Then he remembers the name of his Lord and then praise. Yeah, I myself saw many views on the meaning of this verse Quran, in this chapter in this surah regarding our view that it was revealed regarding the fasting, because in the hadith of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam obligated zakat al-fitr in Ramadan. Thus, this verse is associated with Ramadan. It is also narrated. It has been narrated in the Sahih of Al-Bukhari on the authority of Abdullah ibn Umar anhu, who said the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made the zakat al-fitr obligatory. It was either one sa'a, right, of dates, or one sa'a of barley. Okay, now this is where it gets kind of tricky, because a sa'a in the Maliki school is 4 mutts. A mud, which is the measuring spoon that is the equal size of the Mubarak hands of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the 2-cupped hands of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is 4 mutts in the Maliki school. So it's four mutts of dates or 4 mutts of barley is 1 sa'a. In the Hanafi school, a sa'a is 1 mutt, right? And the measuring spoons are different. It was a debate between Abu Yusuf, the top student of Imam Abu Hanifa. He had came to Medina to have a debate with Imam Malik about the sa'a, right? So he gave like Abu Yusuf, he had gave like 10 hadith as related to the sa'a. That's according to the Hanafi school, to the position of Imam Abu Hanifa. Right? So Imam Malik, he said, "Come with me." He took him to the house of Ibn Zuhri, right? One of his teachers. Ibn Zuhri, he came to him, he said, do you still have the measuring spoon, the mud of the measuring spoon, the mud? So he went and got it. He said, now he asked Abu Yusuf, he said, how this spoon is gonna look, right? How this mud spoon gonna look? He said, of course it's gonna be smaller because we're in Medina, right? So when Ibn al-Zuhri, when he brought the no, go ahead. So when he brought the measuring spoon, on the measuring spoon, it had the name Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu on the spoon. So this spoon was the mud of Abdullah ibn Umar, according to the Mubarak hands of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Imam Malik said to Abu Yusuf, he said, "Tell me another hadith related to the mud of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Tell me another hadith, right?" The purpose of the point that Imam Malik was making to Abu Yusuf is that the amal of the people of Medina is more superior to a narration, right? It's more superior to a narration. Why? Because 10,000 companions is buried in Medina. It is the abode of the Sharia of being established. It is the abode of the Islamic State being established with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right? It is the abode of the companions. Before there was Kufa, before there was Basra, before there was Shams, before there was any other place in the Muslim world where the Muslims were at, there was Medina. So if it wasn't for Islam, for the if it wasn't for the Sharia, for the Khilafah being established in Medina, the Islamic State being established in Medina, the Sahaba wouldn't have dispersed to these other lands, to Shams, to Iraq, Basra, Kufa, India, China, Maghrib, Misr, right? If it wasn't for Medina, right? Because Medina is the nucleus, it's the source, right? So the Amal Ahlul Medina, and this is what Imam Malik, the point that he was making to him. This is why he upheld as the Amal Ahlul Medina being a part of the proof connected to Quran and Sunnah, Ijma, and Qiyas, right? The Amal of the people of Medina, right? So, as follows, made obligatory upon the captive. Zakatul Fitr is made obligatory upon the captive, as well as the free man, the male and the female, young or old, from among the Muslims. And he ordered it to be given before people went to the Salah. So before the Salah, before the day of the Eid, the Zakatul Fitr must be paid, according to the narration of in Sahih Bukhari on the authority of Abdullah ibn Umar. Abdullah ibn Umar, he was Abu Abdurrahman, Abdullah ibn Umar al-Khattab, ibn Nufal, ibn Abdul Uzza, ibn Ribat, ibn Karata, ibn Raza, ibn Adil al-Qurayshi, al-Adi al-Maki, al-Madani. He was the Sheikh of Islam. He was the Sheikh of Islam of his time, one of the leading companions and scholars in the science of hadith and fiqh. He accepted Islam when he was young and was among those who gave the bay'ah under the tree. He died in Mecca in the year 74 Hijrah at the age of 84, which coincides with 692 Christian era. In the narration of Imam Imam Muslim from Malik, Imam Malik ibn Anas on the authority of Nafi'i, are the additional words. Now this in the narration by Imam Muslim, he gives the golden chain. The golden chain is Imam Malik from the Nafi, for Abdullah ibn Umar, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in between the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Imam Malik in the golden chain, in this golden chain is two people, Abdullah ibn Umar and Imam Nafi. And Imam Nafi are the addition words. From Ramadan, this statement is clear proof that the time of the obligation of Zakat al-Fitr is at the setting of the sun of the night before the breaking of the fast, right? Because it is the time of breaking the fast from Ramadan. It is said that the time of its obligation is with the appearance of the dawn on the day of the Eid, because the night prior to it is not the proper time of fasting, due to the fact that the real time of breaking the fast is with the eating after the appearance of dawn, as we cited earlier. Okay. Oh no, hold on one second. All right. Okay. Um, as it relates to the Sa'a, there's no disagreement. There's no disagreement among the different narrations of this hadith from Ibn Umar regarding restricting it to the two things mentioned, except in what was related by Abu Dawood and Nasa'i and others by way of Abdul Aziz ibn Abu Dawood on the authority of Abu Dawood, on the authority of Nafi, in whose narration were the additions of Riyah and raisins. As for Riyah, it is a type of grain, right? As it relates to who is made obligatory upon, the apparent expression is that the captive discharges the Sadaqah Fitr or the Zakat Fitr himself, but none of the scholars hold this view except Dawood, who said it is obligatory upon the slave's owner to establish for the captive a means by which he can earn a livelihood. Just it is obligatory for him to establish the means by which the captive can pray. However, this view is contrary to his companions and the other scholars. He also relied upon the hadith of Abu Hurairah anhu, related by Muslim, going back to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who said, "There is no charity obligatory upon the captive except the charity dispensed with the breaking of the fast." And another narration of Imam Muslim, it states that there is no obligation upon the Muslim regarding his captive or his horse from the charity of breaking the fast. As it relates to the male and the female, the apparent expression that it is an obligation upon every woman, whether she has a husband or not. This was the view of Al-Thahri, Abu Hanifa, and Ibn Mundir. However, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi, and Imam Alayth, Imam Ahmed, and Ishaq obligated to the zakat or the sadaqah upon her husband because it is connected with financial maintenance. In this, they are dispersed perspectives, diverse perspectives, because some say if the man is well to do and his wife has a female captive, then it is obligatory upon her to discharge the zakat or sadaqah fitr of breaking fast on her. In contrast to financial maintenance, which is different. The scholars agree that that a Muslim is not obligated to discharge the zakat al-fitr on his wife if she is a disbeliever, although he is required to provide for the financial maintenance. As Imam Shafi relies in his view on what was related by way of Muhammad ibn Ali al-Bakri, al-Bakir, in a hadith that is mursal, similar to the hadith of Ibn Umar, which has additional statements from those whom provide livelihood. As it relates to the young or the old, the apparent statement is that the zakat al-fitr is obligatory upon the young. However, the address here is that is to their guardian, for it obligatory upon the guardian to discharge the zakat al-fitr from the wealth of the young, or it is obligatory upon the persons responsible for its financial maintenance. This is the opinion of the majority of the scholars. Muhammad ibn al-Hasan said this refers clearly to the father specifically. If it has no father, then there is no obligation to discharge the zakat al-fitr on it. Now, this Muhammad ibn al-Hasan uh, is more than likely the companion of Imam Abu Hanifa, which the second top student of Imam Abu Hanifa, which also spent 3 years learning from Imam Malik. He also compiled a riwayah of the Muwatta from Imam Malik, which is called the Muwatta of Imam the Muwatta of Imam Muhammad ibn al-Hasan al-Shabani. All right. Uh, Sa'id ibn al-Musa and Hassan al-Basri, rahimullah, Allah yahamahu, both said it is not an obligation except upon the one who is able to fast. They take as evidence for this from the hadith of Ibn Abbas going back to the Prophet ﷺ, who said, the charity dispersed at the breaking of the fast is a purification for the one fasting from any excess speech, obscenity, and sexual advance. It was narrated by Abu Dawood. The mention of purification here, of course, excludes the majority because it is also obligatory upon the one who hasn't committed sins, like the one certain in righteousness, or like the one who accepted Islam only a moment before the setting of the sun on the night before the Eid. It has been transmitted by Ibn al-Mundir that the consensus uphold that it is not an obligation to give the zakat al-fitr upon the fetus in the womb. Imam Ahmed, however, considered it highly recommended and not obligatory, although some of the followers of Imam Ahmed consider it obligatory based upon a narration from him. This was also the opinion of Ibn Hazm, but he conditioned it by the fetus being at least 120 days old from the time the mother first became pregnant with it. However, this contradicts the majority opinion because the pregnancy is not certain and the fetus is not called young either linguistically or by custom. As it relates to uh, the statement from among the Muslims, and he ordered it to be given before the people went to the salat, went to the Eid prayer. This statement gives evidence of the reprehensibility of postponing beyond the time of the prayer. Ibn Hams extracted from this that it was prohibited to postpone the Zakat al-Fitr beyond that time. Ibn Atin said this means before the people leave for the Eid prayer and after the Fajr prayer or the Soup prayer. Ibn Uyayna said in his exegesis of the Quran on the authority of Amr ibn Dinar, on the authority of Akrama, who said a man should send forth his Zakat al-Fitr on the day of breaking the fast just prior to the Eid prayer, because Allah Ta'ala says he has indeed prospered who has purified himself, then remembers the name of his Lord, and then prays. Ibn Khuzaymah narrated by way of Kathir ibn Abdullah on the authority of his father, on the authority of his grandfather, that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked about this ayah, and he said it was revealed regarding the Zakat al-Fitr. In another narration, it states that Ibn Umar used to give the Zakat al-Fitr before that by a day or even 2 days. Remember what I said earlier. And this is proof of the permissibility of expediting the Zakat al-Fitr, of breaking the fast before the actual day of breaking the fast. Right? Imam Shafi'i even permitted it on the first day of Ramadan. Imam Shafi'i, on the first day of Ramadan, we just started fasting. So you know what I'm saying, it's according to Imam Shafi'i, it's permitted to pay the Zakat al-Fitr on the first day of Ramadan. Right? And Imam Abu Hanifa said something similar. Imam Ahmed said it is not to be expedited before the time of his obligation except by a day or two. Imam Malik said it is absolutely not permissible to expedite it at all before the time of his obligation. All right. The Shehu, Tagadam Allah Birahmati Amin, said it is obligatory based said in his Maratul Talab, he said, I say the Zakat al-Fitr is an obligation based upon the Sunnah. All right. It is said it is obligatory based upon the book. Ashabratihi said, is it to be considered obligatory because it is mentioned within the Quran, or is there specific evidence that makes it so? It is his words. It is his words. They have succeeded who purify themselves. That is by extracting from their wealth as Zakat al-Fitr, and remembers the name of his Lord and then prays. That is, there are two opinions whether this refers to the prayer of the Eid. Al-Kharashi said in his commentary upon the Muqtasar Khalil regarding the words of the author, whether it is obligatory with the beginning of the night of the Eid or with its dawn. There is disagreement, and those being addressed in the verse are connected to the Zakat al-Fitr being obligatory upon its people. With the first of the night of the Eid, which is from the setting of the sun of the last night of Ramadan, it is obligatory. It is obligatory not to be performed after it, according to Ibn Yunus, which also the view of Ibn al-Qasim, it states in the Mudawwana, right? Ibn al-Qasim is Abdurrahman ibn al-Qasim, who spent 30 years with Imam Malik. All right. He spent 30 years studying with Imam Malik. What we know of the Maliki school is that the school of Imam Malik was formulated as a method with Abdurrahman ibn al-Qasim. All right. In which he states, it states in the Mudawwana, Ibn al-Hajj made it well known regarding the month, basing his opinion on the view that the breaking of the fast, which is annexed to it, is the permissible eating done when its time enters with the setting of the sun from Ramadan, or with the dawn of the day of the Eid. This was narrated by Ibn al-Qasim and others on the authority of Imam Malik, rahimahullah. However, al-Abhari made it well known, and this was verified by Ibn al-Arabi. The Ibn al-Arabi that is talked about in reference to here is Qadi, um, uh, 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 Qadi Ibn Arabi al-Andalusi, Qadi Ibn Arabi al-Andalusi, not Muhyiddin Ibn Arabi. They're two different people. Qadi Ibn Arabi al-Andalus, he was an authority in the Maliki school, in the Andalusian school, regarding the month, basing his opinion on the view that the breaking of the fast, which is annexed to it, is the obligatory eating done, which is done with the entrance of its time with the appearance of the dawn. Thus, there is disagreement. It should not be postponed beyond the time established in the above two opinions. Here ends what the Shaykh said, and with its completion ends the section of Zakat al-Fitr, and success is with Allah. 1,000 from 1,000 is better than 1 from 1, as Imam Malik ibn Anas said. That's correct. That's correct. Who is the 1,000? The 1,000 companions. I mean, 1,000 tabi'een, 1,000 tabi'een. Imam Malik, rahmatullah, he had 900 teachers. He had 300 teachers from the tabi'een, and he had 600 teachers from the tabi'een. And he was a tabi'een himself. When he compiled the Muwatta, he did not compile the Muwatta as an evidence for the rulings of his fiqh rulings. He compiled the Muwatta to make the ulama of Medina know that he was aware of these narrations. It was 87 fuqaha, 87 scholars who was present at the delivery of the Muwatta from Imam Malik. And he narrated every hadith in that one standing that's in his Muwatta. If he had made any error, these scholars would have corrected him and said this is incorrect. The same as the hadith related to praying sadr, praying with the arms to the side, of the hadith of Abu Humayda, right? The hadith of Abu Humayda, right? It was 10 companions. It was 10 companions that was present when he described the prayer of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of them companions was Abu Hurairah, radiyallahu anhu. Another one of them companions was Sa'd ibn Asadi, who narrated the hadith of Qab in the Muwatta of Imam Malik. He was one of the narrators who narrated the hadith of praying Qab, praying with your hands folded right over left. He was one of the companions present. If it was obligatory for the hands to be folded and cupped as a description of the prayer of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he would have had mentioned that, no, you're incorrect. You did not mention the folding of the hands. So, and this is as related to also connected to the Amal of the people of Medina, the Amal Ahlu Medina, right? Now, the well-known golden chain is Imam Malik, Nafi, Abdullah ibn Umar, right? Imam Nafi, he was a tabi'in. He was also the Mawla of Abdullah ibn Umar, the freed slave. So about Imam Malik having 300 teachers from the tabi'in, would it be possible that would it be possible that it was more golden chains than just that one popular one? It could be possible. However, it could be that the other tabi'in that Imam Malik, the 300 tabi'in that he learned from, it may be three people between the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Imam Malik. It may be four, right? It may be four, but the most solidified of the golden chain is the well-known one. So this completes the this section of Zakatul Fitr, and next week we will go into Siyam, fasting, which, you know what I'm saying, will be some of the things will be mentioned a little bit further in detail in this section. Remember, Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulil kareem. Ameen. Remember, those who are watching on Facebook who have not liked the video yet, like it. Please like it and share it. Those who are watching on YouTube who have not liked the video yet, please like it. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channels, and hit the notification bell if you have not already done so. So, inshallah ta'ala, everyone have a blessed evening, have a good evening, and I will continue next week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.